Okay, so step one of paver installation. We need to prepare the surface. I got these rocks dug out to the point where the paver is going to be going. Looks like a large puppy wants outside. Next, going to take out these rocks and take out all the stuff around it, you know, that little base I made and everything else. Same thing with over here. Take out everything over here. This table is going to be recycled and everything on it. And take out the pavers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Once that's done, I'm not going to be taking out the rocks here though, because this section is going to be extended to the end. Do that for two reasons. One, if you put the pavers directly against the house, you're going to be just having like drainage issues, and in addition to that, you don't want to cover your manholes or your vents. So I'm going to be putting up like a little base made out of brick around them, and then just filling rocks around there. It's probably going to be too high. One on the bottom, kind of keep it, you know, locked into place. Okay, go ahead and take care of all that and bring everyone back. Okay, so this is the end of day one. I think I got a decent amount done. It's working alone today, so not too much can be done. I do have a sprinkler on over there. You can probably hear it going away. That's two. One, these plants haven't been watered all that much recently. We've been having a really wet year, so I think I only had to do this maybe once or two. Excuse me, one or two times. Oh look, garage puppy wants in. We're out. Well, come on. Anyway, so I got all this done, except for that one annoying brick. And got a couple plants out. I got that big, well, it's big for a Japanese maple, not very big for a maple. Put that maple out. Unfortunately, I had to cut it down quite substantially, but I guess it'll make it easier to transport. A buddy of mine's going to be taking it. Hopefully it survives. So I did come up with something. When you check for moisture in the dirt to kind of compare if you need to, you know, water or anything, make sure that you do it right next to the area that you're going to be digging, instead of, you know, 2 feet away like I did. Anyway, so got that done. Got all those bricks out. Got the table out of here. Garage dog has been chewing on some pots. Like I'm going to do one every day. I do a full day. Because of my schedule at work, I'm not going to be able to do a full day's work every day. So this is a Wednesday. My next day is going to be on a Friday. And on that agenda is going to be pick up loose ends, that rock, those stupid little solar lights that don't work more than a year. Maybe I'm going to take this rock out, that rock out, except I'm going to put the rock in a general area, and probably on a tarp, probably in the middle of that grass over by Garage Puppy, or by the propane tank, excuse me, because that's going to fill in this area, because this planting area is going to extend all the way down. And obviously pavers. So I'm going to do that. Start digging. I have to dig out this dirt Actually, rephrase that. I'm going to take this, because this is sand, and I'm going to move it over where the sprinkler is. Because where the sprinkler is just dirt, and I'm going to use the stones, really. I took out from here, and kind of make like a small little secondary sitting area. It already has a fire pit over there, but it's just not very good. Leaves get over there during the fall time and gets stuck and just gets disgusting. And as you can tell, it's been like this all day, so it's kind of nice. It's 85 today, I believe, but breezy. Okay, so that concludes day 1. Go ahead and I'll bring everyone back for day 2. I'll do a little intro in the morning. It's not going to look that much different, to be honest, because I'm not going to work on it tomorrow. Okay, see everyone later. Okay, day 2. Removing the sand, because we're going to be using the sand up there for the rocks we took out. Kind of make like a secondary little addition to this, except on the top end. Right now there's nothing. I'm also going to be using this sand. Going to be removing this tree this evening. That you want to make sure that you use. One, you need to make sure it's wet. So I water it now. I'm going to sink in. I'm going to get nice and saturated. You don't want to use like those types of shovels. You want to use something like this. I make a 45-degree angle, kind of do like a little circle like I started. I just started that so I can get the water in a little bit more efficiently. And then use that shovel, 45-degree angle. Usually you would have to wrap the tree, kind of get the branches out of the way, but that's not really too much of a problem here. After removing the sand, I'm going to dig another hole for this. I'm not even sure, some type of palm. It's going to be going somewhere else. Then I'll clear out this area. Then I'm going to be removing those rocks, cleaning up everything, so there's all this stupid stuff out of the way, like those solar lights, that dead house plant, bag, hoses, stuff like that. So let me go ahead, garage dog, and get started. So one thing I am going to do as well is this dead grass. I'm going to use a dethatcher and just kind of rip it all up and get rid of it. That way I can get down to bare dirt. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to be leveling, and in order to do so, you're going to want to get one of these. This is a line level. You take some nylon line and some stakes. I'm going to barbecue later today, so that's why this is here. Put 2 down, this in the center of it, get it so the line's level, and take your tape measure, and you can measure down from that line to kind of get a level. I'm going to be doing 2, one right here, and then another one on the other side of this concrete patio. That way I can have a nice little easy section to determine what's level. I'm going to be taking this down 3 inches. That way, if you can see right now, it's only about an inch beneath the concrete. Put 3 inches of rock, compact it, so I'll probably put like 3.5. And then once it's compacted, put sand. The sand is going to go directly over the concrete. But before I do that, I'm going to be doing some drainage. I'll explain that later. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Be right back. Okay, so finally got all this taken out. I'm not going to take out this tiny rock. It's like rock sand mix. I don't want to. I already have like more than enough I need up there. So this part is just going to be dumped with the dirt I removed. Those rocks were over there. I piled them over because this section is going to continue all the way down. I took out a lot of sand here. There's actually a lot more here than I thought there was, but Like I said, I don't need any more. I have it spread out pretty decently over there. Same thing with those rocks. And as you can notice, there's no more hideous wooden crate. And that occurred. The plant doesn't do very well right now. For whatever reason, it does well one year, not so well this another year. I have a feeling just the weather. It's been really kind of mild. Like yesterday, the weather said it was supposed to be 90 today, and it's probably not even got up to like 75. This is the first set of sun that we've seen all day, and it's almost 1 o'clock. I do have to take out this hosta, but not now, because those are not the best to remove until you absolutely need to. This row's, however, staying. As I said before, I'm going to be taking out this tree, but I'm going to wait for some assistance to lift it out because I'm not going to lift this by myself. So I don't think I'll be filming that. But next, what I'm going to do is start a leveling process. I think I'm going to make my own standalone on that, but I'll include it in this one, but I'll have a link and my own standalone version of it as well. It'll be the same thing, just by itself. So I'm going to take that, probably burn it. That's the remaining piece of the barrel. Then recycle the metal that was around it. I hope that there's not wood underneath here. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there is. I thought there would be a whole lot more roots, but this is complete dirt. In the smoker, some chicken. Should be delicious. That's going to be partial thank you for the people who are going to help me with my tree. And okay, I'm going to go ahead and get everything ready to start leveling. So people have been following some of the other videos. I recognize this. It's the mantis that's converted into a dethatcher. This used to be grass. The reason why it never really did well is too, it's a real pain to water. So, I mean, it doesn't have a system in this section, so it had to be done manually. It was just a giant pain. You'd be surprised how hard it is to water a small section of grass. Too, see this like rock and gravel? This isn't just what was here before, in this section, it's everywhere. So, it's not the best for grass to grow, but I put it there because I didn't want to have just nothing till I got this project done, because that was probably about 2 years ago now. So the first step is I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and we are going to remove a lot of thatch, rake it up, put it away, or not thatch but dead grass, because I want to kind of separate it out and get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, see what we can get done. Okay. I think I did a pretty good job. Wow. I would not do that in sandals if I were you, though. I mean, I would still do it again in sandals, but I did a pretty decent job. I'm going to take a quick raking. Maybe do a little bit more in the corners. Maybe the rake will just take that up, who knows. And then we'll see what the end result is. So, this is going to be how to level a grade. I've prepared a lot of the surface already. Garage Dog is helping today. You're going to want to do this in areas, and there's a couple ways of doing this. This is the level, the string level way. You can get a device that will show you how to do this, but those are crazy expensive. You can get food coloring and water and a clear tube. That way, I never understood why people liked it, but apparently it's a older method that's tried and true. So, but this is the way I like doing it. These are the tools you need: 2 stakes, big hammer, line level that just clips on the line, and some nylon line. First, what we're going to do is we're going to tie it one end of the line to the stake pretty tight. This line level weighs next to nothing, so you don't really have to worry about if it's sagging, but you don't want it to sag though. That's also important. So we're going to tie it nice and tight. Then we're going to go to the other one, do the same thing. We're going to tie it a little bit higher on that second one though, because we're going to try to get as level as possible, and we'll hit it down to kind of get it level. So one stake is going to be probably hit further into the ground than the other, unless we just get it right on, which I doubt. But I'm going to put you down and we'll get started. Hopefully everything can be seen. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Let's tie it first. Hey, what are you doing? So that's nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere. Let's anchor it here. And next I'm going to just do the same thing over there. That should be the end result. Okay, so when you put your stake, you want, if you can, put it outside of where you're going to be needing it to go, so you have a little, you don't have to go all the way to it. If you could have to put it inside, like I did over there, that's fine, but ideally it'd just be a little outside, because technically I don't have to do anything past this point. So I put about 6 or 8 inches further than I needed to. So nothing's obstructing it. That looked like it is, but it's actually not. It's all the way through. And if you look over here, can't quite see the bubble. I'll go in. The bubble's a hair tall over there on the right side. So I'm gonna go pound it in. Be right back. Okay, and now it's in the center. Pounded that other side in. Had to raise the other one just because of it's gonna go too low on the other side. So I'm going to, next step, don't really need this anymore, so I'm just gonna take it off. And kind of a little and get a string that's brightly colored, because you may, I mean, it's not like you need to worry about anything, or it's not, a certain color is not going to mean anything, but you want to see it. So a brightly colored string is very optimal. And you don't want to get cotton, you do want to get nylon. Cotton will stretch. And when stretching happens, it starts to sag eventually, and then it's no longer level. Why I'm needing to do this is I need to go 3 inches beneath that concrete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something flat, probably another stake. In fact, let's just do this now. There we go. So, of course, when you do it with one hand, nothing's easy. Okay, close enough. I'm then going to, what is garage dog doing? I'm going to measure the distance from the string down. I'm going to go 3 inches further, and that's the depth I want to be at for the entire length. As you can tell right here, probably not going to be that much, an inch. Over there, it's probably going to be a good 4 to 5 inches. At least garage dog is helping. Okay, well, this is how you level a grade, whatever necessity you need to do. What I would kind of recommend doing is taking a rototiller. Depending on the size, I'm just going to use a small little mantis and just kind of fluff up this little area so it's easier to start and dig. And then from there, just kind of take the dirt out, or push it forward, or move it one direction, whatever you need to do. I'm going to be removing it. So whatever your application needs to be done, I need this dirt somewhere else. I'm going to be putting the dirt I remove in a big pile where I'm going to then redisperse it. Okay, well, this is going to be the end of how to grade and level your dirt, like just general ground for a patio, paver, deck, whatever you need to do. Okay, so this is the final result after leveling. I need, over there was a little more. Right now I'm going to be putting drains in because of the pavers. So I'm preparing to do that, just trying to figure out where the pipe was. Tip, if you use a mantis, that makes leveling a whole lot easier when half of your dirt is rock to begin with. I was able to take out this monstrosity of the palm in a bucket, get that all done. I'm not paid or anything to say this, obviously, but these are very useful. So tomorrow I need to level over there. I need to finish over here and then do the drains, and I need to do some wiring for some underground lighting. But other than that, this is the end of day 2. Tomorrow we'll see where we end up, but I'm just waiting for some help with the tree, and we should be set. Okay, I'll catch everyone later. Bye. What's up, everyone? Today's day 3. As you can tell, that big hole is what used to be a tree. The leveling I did over here, I put a lot of dirt in this pile because I knew I was going to have to deal with a pretty substantial hole. So I filled that in and then level it to the appropriate grade. This is pretty much done. I just have a little bit of evening out to do over here. So today's agenda is this hole. Right here I need to move everything, level this out, where that metal and tree trash is. I was hoping to have it gone, but I think I might just have to move it to the side because I need to level that area today as well. And after that, I'll be explaining on how to do a little bit of French draining. There's a couple of different options. There's the pre-made one that just has like black flexible tubing wrapped around some special type of peanuts, and it's in a very fine cloth. You know, if you put it in, you don't need rock, you don't need anything, just bury it. I don't really like that one because I just don't like that flexible tubing personally. I like these. It has 2 sets of holes drilled in it. There we go. One on that side, one on that side. Contrary to what you would imagine, you don't want water to go in from the top, you want water going from the bottom. So you put the holes facing down. That way the water, when it comes up, rises. But go over that later. But we'll be putting this down. I have 4 more of these to get out and get ready. But I'm going to be putting them in here because this area does get a lot of water, especially when it rains throughout the winter here and spring. It wouldn't be uncommon for it to rain almost every single day in a month. Not a lot, but just a little bit. But over time, when it never really dries out, just consistent rainfall does kind of gather. So I'm going to go ahead, fill this in, level and grade a little bit. That's the same thing as I said before that I did here. Just use a mantis or another rototiller if it's a larger area. And just move the dirt wherever you need it and continue on. So I'm going to get that done. Okay, so got the drains dug. How it's going to work is I want to have 2 separate levels of collection. One is going to be the front, right here. Another one's going to be closer to the concrete. These 2 are going to be connected all the way through here. Originally I was going to have 2 L's, but I decided against it. I'd rather have one connected. This is going to be its standalone over here. When you do this, you want to make sure that you're doing the furthermost end highest going down. You want about an inch to 1.5 inches of downgrade per 10 feet. At that level, it should be enough to drain adequately. To kind of get the correct level, we're going to be using a level. And just put the pipe down. Obviously, we have rock. This is not the ideal rock. It is drainage rock, but not ideal for this. This will work. Ideally, you would get round rock, not crushed rock. But that's what I have right now. So when you put the pipe in, like I said, holes down, not up. You don't want dirt flowing into it. You want water to be rising into it. Tip: you technically don't have to glue them together, but I do. But if you are going to be gluing them, don't glue them immediately. Glue them after you have it all put together and everything's good to go, and then you just take it apart, put glue, put it all back together. That's it. This dirt on the edge I kept there in case I dug too deep or whatnot. But now I'm going to have to remove this dirt, and once I'm done with the rock and the pipes, fill the trenches up with rock. At that point, I could just level this whole thing I'm going to level out the dirt over there. So once I'm done with the dirt, I'm going to bring in some rock, and we're going to put 2 inches of crushed gravel down the entire area and then compact it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done and show everyone the result. Okay, so I have to leave a little early today for the prior engagement to take care of, but this is the end of day 3. Took out all the dirt that we took out from digging the drains, have about 2 inches from the base of the concrete, which will then go to level with the concrete. That way sand can be applied, and the sand just going to go on the concrete, no rock or anything, because the rock is mainly for drainage, and you're not going to get drainage off concrete. So I'm just going to finish this. Tip on if you get this type of style of tubing, when they make it, the information on the side, like ADS 3000 or whatever it's saying, they put that on the opposite end of the hole, so that should be the direct center where you want to have all your pipes, having that facing up, because then the holes will be properly placed down, because you don't want the holes directly, like you don't want a hole on the very, very bottom, and then that would mean that another hole is going to be on pretty much close to the side. You want the two holes to be both not touching the bottom. They have a channel for the water to go through. That way the water goes in the hole, drips down into that channel, and go. So that lettering is a helpful tool. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead, get ready, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Morning, everyone. So today is next morning going to be just basically just putting down rock. Nothing too exciting. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be, oh, I know, I also need to extend that out another 4 inches or so, that little step. After that, I'm going to be cleaning this area out, because I need to clean this, put some dirt and rock in there, and then that area with the rider and all that, that's going to be recycled, and the tree is going to be cut up and burned, but the little square all around is I need to clean off, take some dirt out, put rock. So the same old as it was the last 3 days or 2 days. So yeah, gonna do that. Pretty happy with how the drainage turned out. I have witnessed times around here where people have not had this done, or they had very, very little, or they only did in areas where they had problems before, and there's always pools of water. And while that's not horrible, it can go underneath your house, which is not good. It causes growth, and it just kind of gets like not mossy, but like it just turns green very, very easily. So you have to clean it, and you get special cleaner, which is basically just ammonia. So you don't want to have to deal with that as much as I don't have to. Something else, not today, but later, when everything's being put down, I can put some sand down, but to do that, we also need to compact this. Just for me laying it down, I don't have a compactor right now, so the roller next to Garage Dog, who shouldn't be eating that, is going to be my go-to for now. It's going to give me about 70% of the way, and then the plate compactor will do the rest. You do want to compact the sand, because the last thing you want is compaction in the future. Just over time will compact itself, and then you'll have like divots. So it's just a whole lot of rock moving. I'll go ahead and do that. Here, now that we have everything done, I have 5 yards of this rock. 5 yards should be approximately enough to do what you see here. I'm going to need about 2 yards, 2.5 yards of sand. And that sand's going to be like the masonry sand. It's a special type of sand. Any type of area that sells rock or sand should be able to get that to you. But let's talk about this rock a little bit. As you can tell, this is a mixture of 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch rock. This is ideal for drainage. It's not nearly as ideal for compaction, but yet again, I don't want drainage issues because I don't want to create problems where I didn't have problems before, and I want to eliminate my current problem. I do, of course, drains here. Before, in this corner of the house, there was a lot of water problems. And I don't want to say this is probably the cause of it, but before, I mean, as you can tell, excuse me, allergies are horrible. Before, as you can tell, especially since I removed 5 inches of dirt here and only 1 inch of dirt at the house, the grade was going to the house. So all the water potentially was just going to roll down and roll into the back to the house. And this hill doesn't help that. So that's mainly the reason why I chose that type, because my emphasis was on drainage. This will compact fine, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't suspect there's going to be a little issues. Yes, it's a paver, so there might be some that are a little off, but as long as you compact it well, that's why I can't stress enough about the plate compactor. The people that are going to come and help have one. If they don't, then I do have one that I am working on that I asked the owner if I could use. And they said it was fine. I just actually have to fix it. Just waiting for parts. So if I do have to use it, waiting for the belt and what was it? I think I have everything else except for the belt. The belt was pretty bad, so waiting for that. But mail's still taking forever for certain things. So if I do have to wait, I don't think it's going to get here till Thursday. I want to get this done this week and get the pavers and everything delivered and get this uploaded. Oh, that was a different rant. Okay, never mind. So let's go back to this rock. Excuse me again. You can get 1/8 and 1/4. That does a pretty good job. It compacts a whole lot better. However, like I said, it's not nearly as good for drainage, especially when you have these holes. In fact, let's look at one of them. The holes are going to be a little bit bigger. It will just float right in there. So if you do have drains, you're going to have to get that type. You're going to have to get different type of rock, possibly this. Or like the round rock would probably be even better. That's a 1/2 inch, probably a good 1/2 inch rock would be perfect. Okay, well, I wasted enough time this morning. I'm just gonna start working before it gets cool because it's a nice day. 94 degrees. No, that's tomorrow. I think today's only gonna be 90. Still 90 in the sun in the backyard with all the rock. It's not gonna be a pleasant time. Okay, let me get that started. Okay, all done. Garage jog. All the rocks are in. That's 5 yards. I want to say about 4 yards covered the paver area, roughly 3 inches thick the entire way. And then obviously the drains that are right here. Took up a decent amount because I made them pretty wide. There's going to be a mild step here, but still have to add another inch of sand and the actual rock. I made that a little bit too wide, but I'll just take off the extra. Because of this, I had to use a rather large rotiller to actually even begin to think about leveling that area over there. So that's done. Next stage, going to compact it, get a plate compactor, and put the sand down, put pavers down, and then we'll be on the home stretch. Just have to put a little sand on top of it, call it good. I have about that much left over, but I figured I'll use that when after compacting, seeing if I'm high or low anywhere. Okay, so this is the end of the day. Go ahead and bring everyone back. This is a Sunday, so I'm not going to be working on this for a couple days at least. So I'm going to go ahead and order everything and bring everyone back once it's ready.